friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw Countout.
Oh, you're back.
Not quite. We're filming this a full month in advance, Larson, of it actually airing. Because I'm still in the UK. When is this airing? What day is this airing?
17th, July 17th, I think is what I...
Yeah.
Yeah, 17th.
I've got just a
it's airing today when it's on.
Couple short days left in wonderful London. And hopefully I'm having a good time. Hopefully I'm not dead. And hopefully I'll be coming back. I mean, if I do, big change for your life. I feel like every intro we've done for these pre-tape ones, I've talked about me dying. Yeah. So... hopefully that means I'm not going to do it. So anyways, yeah, of course, this week we're taking a look back at the year that has been so far, 2019.
Roughly the first half, 2019.
Exactly, yeah.
And counting down the best, and in some cases the worst, of what's happened in 2019 so far. Important caveat.
Yeah.
This is not an authoritative review of the year 2019 because the entire year hasn't happened yet.
No, that definitely have to pay attention to the words so far.
Yeah.
So far.
So far.
There's plenty left in the year.
Roughly from this air date, about 5 months.
This episode will have no legs whatsoever.
No, and 5 months from now, then we will do the authoritative review of 2019.
Here's the thing, though, is that we're talking about SmackDown, and at least from now till October, this list will probably remain unchanged.
SmackDown would be a damn wasteland the next 3 months.
If things continue to go the way they have been,
yeah.
Then chances are, like, what's the latest entry on this list? Isn't it like around Mania?
It is.
Has anything happened since then?
April.
Yeah. There you go.
April 16th.
Because now SmackDown is just a Raw recap show.
Yeah. Nothing post wildcard rule has showed up on this list.
Correct. So let's get right into it. Number 10.
10.
Roman Reigns debuts on SmackDown Live.
So this is part of the Superstar shakeup. They were advertising that Vince McMahon himself was going to announce the greatest acquisition in SmackDown Live history.
Yeah.
And of course, they wait till the main event segment of the show. After much pageantry, Vince announces that Elias.
He never really gave his answer as to why it was Elias, did he?
No.
Because it's kind of silly.
He hasn't won any titles. He
hasn't done really much of anything except for, I mean, look, he's entertaining. He's good enough.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really done much. In any event.
No, he hasn't. But nonetheless, he is. They still call him the greatest acquisition in SmackDown.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
Anyways, there's a little bit of back and forth between Vince and Elias. And who walks out on the ramp? Roman Reigns.
That guy.
He comes to the ring. He talks a little trash. Superman punches Vince. Spears Elias. Declares SmackDown Live his yard now.
Yeah.
And we're off to the races with Roman Reigns being top guy on SmackDown. But wait.
Hold on.
As cool of a moment as this was, and anytime you get Roman Reigns punching Vince McMahon, that's a career peak for Roman Reigns, as we've seen in his career.
Yeah.
That's when he gets the loudest, the best reactions.
Yeah.
As we've seen since then, it's kind of been somewhat downhill with wild card rule. Roman's been on both brands. Actually, feels like more Raw than SmackDown.
It does feel like he's been.
Roman hasn't been
on
SmackDown in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
As of us shooting this.
No, he wasn't on it last week also?
No.
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't on the SmackDown we were at. He wasn't there, and he wasn't on SmackDown this week.
Oh, that's right.
Neither Finn nor Roman.
Gosh.
Yet Roman showed up on Raw.
Yeah.
The previous day, anyways. This is month-old news. So it was a huge deal. We kind of anticipated Roman making the shift over to SmackDown with Seth being a Universal Champion. We kind of both figured they want to remove Roman from that equation altogether, so Seth didn't have to deal with the looming shadow of Roman at all.
Right, and if you recall, the one thing that I'd sort of pointed out and we both observed was that on SmackDown there really wasn't anybody there for him to fight of his stature. You know, like all the big guys, Drew, Braun, Lashley, Baron, they were all on Raw still. And it turns out, at least as of now, he is going to be fighting a Raw superstar in Drew McIntyre at Stomping Grounds coming up this week as we film this.
Yeah.
So that kind of, thanks to the wild card rule, that problem was solved. But that just ends up convoluting everything quite a bit.
The wild card rule may solve that problem, but it creates a whole bevy of other issues.
It was a wonderful debut, though. It
Yeah.
was a really special moment. Him, Superman punching Vince McMahon, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And for that one moment, anyways, we thought things might be kind of cool with Roman on SmackDown with their superior creative abilities over there.
Yeah.
And now that's all been...
Yeah, since then, Road Dogg's left. If Dude calling into Wade Keller shows me believe, 2 writing staffs now become 1 writing staff.
Yeah.
Wild card rules in effect. Vince still out of touch. It's not a healthy brew.
No, it
to lead to interesting creative and good storytelling on my WWE wrestling programming.
Sadly not. So let's move on. Number 9.
9.
The hotel match
Steve loves this.
between Mandy Rose and Naomi.
It was less a match and more a brawl.
Yeah.
So
I
let's
like
set
to call
this
it
up.
a match. This is great.
Let's set this up. So early on this episode, this happened on the January 15th edition of SmackDown Live TV. Mandy had been kind of flirting with Jimmy Uso. Of course, Jimmy is married to whom?
Naomi.
So early in this episode, Jimmy is presented with a box, and his brother's like, "Open it."
They're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, open it." And it's like a hotel room key.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there like a little note with
Yeah.
it saying, basically, I'll just break it down, paraphrasing, I want to smash
Heart
Mandy Rose, Mandy
Yeah.
R. And the other Uso was like,
Jay, yeah.
you should go do that. And he's like, you want to get in on this? Maybe I can get a 3-way with him or something. And then it'll be a 4-way and it'll be like brothers and it'll be cool. They didn't say any of that stuff, but he was like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't know. And so then later on, was it Jimmy?
Yeah,
right?
Jimmy.
Jimmy shows up in the room and she's there and she undresses and she's fully naked. And he's like, whoa.
You're rebooking this whole thing.
We can't really do this. And she's like, oh no. And then they just start smashing on TV live. It's crazy. Naomi comes in. She gets involved. No. He's like, listen, we can't. She undresses.
She takes off her robe. She's got some lingerie on. Yes.
Right. And it's like, actually, it was less revealing than what her ring attire is.
Totally.
Which is totally fine. Jimmy's like, wow, we can't really do this. And then from nowhere, a photographer shows
from the bathroom.
up. From the bathroom. Sorry. Yeah, from the bathroom. That's what I call my bathroom. Nowhere. A photographer shows up, snaps a picture, runs away, even though, like, there's a cameraman literally filming this.
Somebody documenting the whole
The
incident.
entire time it's on TV. It's
Yeah.
completely and totally ludicrous.
Doesn't make any sense.
And so she's like, I never really want, and like they even brought their acting chops down a couple levels for this.
Yeah.
I didn't really want you, Jimmy. I just want to ruin your marriage or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he was like,
she says, I despise your wife. And he goes,
my wife.
my wife.
Okay. He leaves, and then Naomi shows up, and she like did some sort of hockey glove throwing
It
down
seemed like it.
maneuver.
Yeah.
And then attacked Mandy.
Oh, the brawl was great.
And it was an amazing brawl. It seemed really stiff and real heartfelt.
Yeah, it culminated with Naomi being tossed over a chair by Mandy Rose. She flees. Oh, sorry, microphone. She flees.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy tends to his wife, make sure she's okay.
Yeah. It was really terrific.
It was maybe the best worst segment of SmackDown Live all year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely up there. It was not very good, but also wonderful.
Yeah, it was awesomely bad.
Yes.
Is what it was.
Yes. Wildly entertaining, which is more than anything what I want for my wrestling programming.
Yeah, and they've to be fair, like even through this, even though she hasn't been on TV quite as much, they have actually done a pretty good job with Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville to this point. They're getting to do the thing with Ember Moon right now, which is probably playing out or has been played out already by the time we're watching this. But they've been doing a decent job of keeping those two, keeping them alive anyways.
Yes.
A lot of people have been like Naomi. I don't know last time we saw Naomi.
On Raw, she was backstage with Natalya this past week.
Oh, yeah.
Going over the Bailey tweets briefly.
She needs to be utilized.
Utilized a lot more. And Usos have been, they're in a feud with the Revival.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, and
it's
they're
great to
great.
see them. Yeah,
Great.
they're perpetual wild cards.
Yes.
Number 8.
8.
RTruth wins U.S. title. Has 2 matches.
Yeah, has 2 matches, defends U.S. title after winning U.S. title. So earlier this year, maybe late last year, he and Carmella started up a 7-second dance break.
Yeah, wildly over.
Yeah, wildly popular. And that seemed to kickstart a bit of a career resurgence for RTruth. And then on the January 29th episode, the episode of SmackDown following the Royal Rumble, RTruth somewhat shockingly won the U.S. title from Shinsuke Nakamura. It's kind of a weird finish where he counters a landslide, rolls up. Seemingly Nakamura kicks out right at 3, but Kyoto's hand already hit the mat. He declares R-Truth the winner.
Yeah.
R-Truth starts to celebrate after the confusion simmers down a wee bit. And then Rusev comes out immediately and immediately challenges R-Truth to a U.S. title match. R-Truth accepts. He wins that one too. And what follows is a pretty entertaining program with R-Truth as U.S. champion, where he comes out. He brings back the U.S. Open Challenge, says he wants to be like his childhood hero, John Cena, and have the U.S. Open Challenge. Wildly entertaining stuff. And it really did kickstart what we see now from R-Truth with the 24/7 title. R-Truth's a great wrestler. Funny dude. His comedic timing is top-notch. It's been a joy to watch him have a more prominent role on WWE television in 2019.
And the shocking thing was when he won the title from Nakamura and then Rusev came down, you and I think probably both thought, oh, that was just a silly transition to get the title onto Rusev now.
Yeah, no, that didn't work out.
And no, it didn't. Rusev still lost the match. It was very cool to see R-Truth. R-Truth seems to be getting a lot more. They're giving him the ball a lot more. There does seem to be a greater appreciation for the width and breadth of his career and what he means to the WWE. And I know, like, if SmackDown on Fox wasn't going to be a thing, I really doubt this ever would have been the case. But tell me the crowd wouldn't be totally and completely behind one last big push for R-Truth if he transitioned to, like, a serious thing for that world title. The crowd would get behind that a million times over. It's not going to happen. SmackDown on Fox, they're going to only feature A-listers for that world title. But, you know, with the way the world title and the universal title scene have been compared to each other, that's something I think really could have been cool, and the crowd would have eaten it up.
Oh, yeah.
They would have loved every second of it.
One kind of weird thing that happened after this R-Truth U.S. title win is that Nakamura and Rusev decided to kind of band together at first to reclaim U.S. title for themselves.
That was weird.
And then that kind of awkwardly transitioned to them in a tag team. But then they have been on TV pretty much since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Save for Super Showdown.
Yeah. Now, we have, hopefully this is happening by now, but Nakamura versus Finn Balor was the dark match we got to see, and it's definitely a feud I'd love to see for the Intercontinental Championship.
Definitely.
Hopefully it happens.
And hopefully R-Truth has at this point gotten that 24/7 title back, because he really is the perfect 24/7 champion.
Oh, he's great. He's fantastic.
Absolutely the best.
Moving on. Number 7. Andrade and Rey steal the show.
This happened on the January 15th edition of SmackDown Live. This is their first one-on-one match following a tag match. I believe that was Rey and Mustafa Ali against Andrade and I don't remember Andrade's partner. Joe. It was Joe. That was really good. That was a bit of a teaser what to expect from this Andrade-Rey feud. And wow.
Boy, this lasted
up and almost till WrestleMania.
Yeah, and we were hoping for like one big definitive blow-off. Which
I was hoping for a mask versus hair match.
Yeah. But apparently Andrade, I mean, that's one of the bigger stories to come out of, especially this year. After hearing last year that Andrade really wasn't happy in the WWE, Vince really seems to have taken a liking to him, and everybody in the locker room apparently really has taken a liking to him. And it showed a little bit with this fairly high profile. Like, they gave these matches a lot of time. They let them do crazy things, and it really did steal SmackDown for that period of time when they were putting on match after match.
Yeah. I think it's the first time we ever saw a Canadian Destroyer on WWE television.
That was shocking. That was absolutely shocking.
That was really shocking.
Yeah.
And became a normal thing with these Rey Andrade matches, because for several weeks, like I said, between here in mid-January leading up to Mania, they had matches on a regular basis.
And they briefly did try to give it some story. Andrade said something about wanting to expose the legacy of Rey or something like that.
And, Andrade started, doing some of Eddie Guerrero's mannerisms and moves.
Yeah.
Trying to, add some heat to the feud, but it didn't really. This is one of those feuds that the story could just be told entirely in the ring.
Yeah, I agree.
Because beyond just doing like the destroyers and stuff, power bombs off aprons, Ranas off the apron out of the ring, that's all sorts of crazy, great action. And since then, Rey's over on Raw now. Andrade looks to be getting into a feud with Apollo Crews. All this may have already been in full gear by now. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer we didn't get that blow off, especially at WrestleMania.
Well, we also sort of saw it going in the direction of maybe the U.S. title scene.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Rey picked up the U.S. title and then got injured, but that had more to do with Samoa Joe than anything. And so it would be nice, honestly, it would be nice to see Andrade, what they could do with him in a title.
Oh, heck yeah.
We saw him challenge the Demon Balor at Super Showdown. However, we all knew where that was going to go.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they circled back around to that, because that'd be fun to see. But yeah, in any event, Andrade really put his mark on the map there in 2019 with this Rey Mysterio series.
Yeah, it definitely got a lot of eyes on his immense talents.
Yeah,
and of course Rey's great too.
Yeah. Moving on, number 6. Randy Orton, AJ Styles WrestleMania promo. This is the height of simplicity, Larson.
Yes.
It was great. It was one match that basically was built with a single promo.
Yeah, it definitely was.
It was 2 career paths that were diametrically opposed, but landed in the same spot.
Yes.
And yeah, it all played out in one promo. It was great.
It did. This feud started at Fastlane this year, and then the following SmackDown, I believe, Orton comes out and says, while AJ was wrestling in bingo halls, shaking hands with his opponents, of course, an allusion to Ring of Honor, and getting some sun in Florida with Dixie Carter, Randy Orton was in the WWE winning titles.
Yeah.
AJ comes out and he says, you couldn't cut it in the indies. I'm proud to be from the independent ranks. You couldn't cut it because all you do is pose and do a knockoff diamond cutter.
That got the biggest ding reaction.
Yeah, and then AJ says, Orton responds, oh, you and your indie friends aren't above stealing things either, and throws up a too sweet.
Throws up a too sweet. Yeah.
And AJ says, well, all those indie guys, look around.
Yeah.
They surround you.
They surround you. Aren't you scared of that?
And then Orton says, this is my house. I've been here. You're paying rent. And rent is due, you son of a bee. Wow.
Man, one of my favorite expressions in old 80s movies is when people use the son of a B word, because it's great. It's always so much sting to it.
Oh, and Kenny Omega says it better than anybody nowadays.
Oh, yeah, he does. But Orton had a lot of stank to it here.
He did.
It was just a very, very simple promo from 2 guys who have their own separate histories in pro wrestling. And this is obviously a dream match. Like, who would want to see this? And, in fact, it ended up being a pretty good match.
It was a good match at Mania, yeah.
It was a really good match.
And it culminates with AJ saying, you want me to pay rent? Let's do it. And he points to the Mania sign. It was the best promo work Orton had done in a long time. Randy Orton's motivated and he's into the stories he's doing, he can do excellent work, as we saw with this. And this one promo gave AJ a lot to sink his teeth into, and he delivered.
Orton's been taking time off, hasn't he?
Yeah, we haven't seen him much lately.
We have not seen him. He wasn't at the SmackDown show that we went to. And maybe he's going to be the guy. You guys might know this by now. Maybe he's going to be the guy that's going to walk into my room.
He did have a match against Alistair at a house show.
That's right.
And took the loss.
There you go.
Fight me.
Fight.
Sorry, did I spit on you?
Rain down on me.
Sorry.
Fight me.
Give me what I want.
I won't do the same to you because I'm...
Give me what I want. Give me what I want, Steve.
Yeah.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want, Steve.
All right.
While Steve here may still be on vacation, business keeps going here at Going in Raw. And if you're having trouble getting down to business, take a listen to this message from the sponsor of today's show, Hims. Some say that as you get older, you get wiser. But getting old can also be a bit of a downer. In one area in particular, 40% of guys by the age of 40 struggle with ED, but why turn to odd solutions, or worse yet, do nothing at all when you can turn to medicine and science? Of course you go with medicine and science, and thanks to science, ED can be optional. 4hims.com connects you with real licensed doctors and FDA-approved products to treat ED. I'm talking prescription solutions backed by science. And best of all, getting your hands on some Hims is easy. You can stop worrying about all those awkward doctor visits. Instead, go to 4hims.com, answer a few questions about your medical history, have a confidential review with a doctor, and if approved, bam, products are shipped directly to your door. It's hard made easy, and right now, friendos can try Hims for just $5 by going to 4hims.com/GIR5. Prescription products are subject to doctor's approval and require an online consultation with a physician to determine if a prescription is appropriate. But if approved, Hims will get you started for just $5 while supplies last. See website for full details and safety information. This could cost you hundreds if you went in person to the doctor's office or the pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/GIR5. That's forhims.com/GIR5. Thanks to Hims for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going in Raw by going to forhims.com/GIR5.
Number 5.
5.
Daniel Bryan says, change it.
Oh, man.
Fix it. Fickle.
Yeah.
All that.
Weak. Change it. Submissive. Change it.
So the new Daniel Bryan
Impotent.
sort of launched his...
Speaking of the...
There you go. He should be going to Hims.
Yeah.
Anyways, the new Daniel Bryan sort of started his campaign of being the planet's champion by taking a tour around the concourse of whatever arena they were at on the date of January 8th. Boy, they did a lot of cool stuff in January this year.
Yeah, they did.
And he started out, much to my chagrin, by trashing a hot dog and throwing it at a guy. And
well, it is full of toxic nitrates. I'm sure you should not eat nitrates. They're terrible for you.
It's so delicious, though. It's so
delicious. Nitrate-free hot dogs taste just as good.
That sounds boring and done. There's not really... You know how many hot dogs it would take to actually affect you?
It's a cumulative effect, man.
No, it's not. Your body washes all that stuff out, man.
You'd like to think that's the case.
It's true. I've read it. It's true. It's absolutely true. You're totally fine. Anyways, Daniel Bryan.
They taste the exact same. Why take the risk, man?
Because they don't taste the exact
same.
They
do taste the exact same. You ever had nitrate-free bacon and bacon with nitrates in it? It tastes the exact same.
I don't think...
I am a bacon connoisseur.
Okay,
tastes the exact same.
Look, can we just agree to disagree on this particular point?
Sure, agree. I'll agree that you can put poison in your body, and I'll choose not to.
Charlie, can you just let me go to hell the way I want to?
Sure.
Anyways... Daniel Bryan. Talk about Daniel Bryan, Larson.
Oh, he's the best. So he was first. He started out in front of a concession stand. So this is what you call concessions, serving you crap. And there's a guy in the background yelling something about chicken fingers, or chicken tenders. Sorry.
Yeah.
He walks over to a couple of dudes eating hot dogs. He grabs a hot dog out of one dude's hand, says it's full of toxic nitrates that poisons your body. This is like AJ Styles. You eat it and it tastes good at the moment, but leaves you feeling empty.
Oh no,
because it's empty.
Makes me actually feel like I have a brick in me.
Bloated.
Yeah.
Gassy. Yes. And so he throws a hot dog at the dude. Moves on to the next person who's got a giant soda. He says, "Here, after you eat that hot dog, you wash it down with a huge glass of high fructose corn syrup."
So good.
Of course, inside is a plastic straw cup made of plastic, poisoning the earth. Again, like AJ Styles, it's sweet, it goes down easy, but the end leaves you feeling what?
Empty.
Maybe gassy too, because soda would give me the burps. And so he dumps the soda on the dude and throws the cup at him.
Rude.
Moves over the merchandise stand. He says, "Here, next, merchandise stand."
He says, "I'll take one Yes Movement shirt, please." And the guy
does a really bad pantomime of looking around. He says, "You know why there's no Yes Movement shirts? Because I killed the Yes Movement.
It's dead. I ended it because I don't want to pollute the earth with this consumerism crap." And he says, "Oh, but look at this." And he picks up an AJ Styles glove. He's like, "Look at this. Just like AJ Styles. It looks cool, but it leaves you empty."
Yes. And then he makes his way down to the arena, down the aisleway, through the crowd. And he says, I'm here to be the Earth champion, and I want to change it, but I need you to change too. You are all weak, you're all submissive, and you're all impotent." And so he starts yelling, "Weak, change it. Submissive, change it. Impotent, change it."
Guys, I'm not impotent.
That's not me. I'm not that.
Big portly fella.
I know.
And then he goes, "Woo!"
I know. He starts cheering. Man. This is when Daniel Bryan was on absolute fire dropping these promos. He got the town of Fresno to cheer for being the most polluted city in California.
Oh, it was amazing. It was fantastic, yeah. And, I mean, he's still doing really, really good work. Oh, he's a tag champion, and everything they give him, he runs with. They seem to really love Daniel Bryan. But this promo right here, this segment right here, was so wonderfully done. it absolutely took him to a new level. You could tell the dude was having so much fun.
Oh, he was having a blast this whole time, man.
It was great.
Oh, this is up in contention for me for promo of the year. He starts yelling, impotent, change it, people's faces.
You just like that he threw a hot dog on the ground because...
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love myself a good hot dog.
Get out of here with that.
Nitrate-free hot dog.
Get out of here. Nitrate-free. You're so stupid sometimes. A nitrate-free hot dog. Oh, my God.
That stuff's terrible for you, man.
Where do you... Yeah, but it tastes so good.
There's no difference.
Man, look, here's the thing. How many hot dogs do you think I eat in a week? I eat maybe one a month.
Yeah, I know that.
What's wrong with just a good, juicy, big-ass ballpark?
Because there's no difference in flavor.
There is, though.
All right, we're going to do a blind taste test when you come back from vacation.
I've had the hot dogs at your barbecues. I'm assuming that you're providing nitrate-free hot dogs at your barbecue.
No, the ones...
You're poisoning me. You invite me to your house and have me eat a nitrate-laden hot dog? Probably. You son of a bitch.
I didn't buy them. We bought in bulk. It's hard to buy in bulk nitrate-free hot dogs. Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious!
But what I'm buying for me and my family, yes.
I've never heard of anybody dying of too many nitrates due to too many hot dogs.
Well, no. The most likely reason you'll die from eating too many hot dogs is
heart disease.
The fact that they're just full of fat.
Yeah.
Saturated fat at that. And yeah, once in a while it's fine. I'm saying if you have an option. Why take the risk? They taste the exact same.
The risk? It's a hot dog. You're crazy.
The exact same.
You're absolutely insane. Let's move on.
Get some of that grass-fed beef hot dog. It's gourmet stuff there.
That's all good. Number 4. Becky can't see John Cena. What is with his hair right there?
Oh, that's peak messed up hair Cena.
That's bedhead right there, man.
That totally is.
That's awesome.
So Cena showed up on the New Year's Day edition of SmackDown to try to get some ratings for a holiday episode, because usually the ratings for those episodes are completely in the crapper. He shows up, drops a promo. The man, Becky, walks out. Becky Lynch, and says, I'm guessing you were expecting a man to come in and respond to you. Instead, you got the man.
This was arguably Becky's peak of popularity.
Oh, hell
as well.
Yeah, man.
She was huge.
Yeah. And she says essentially, hey, don't get in my way, or Nikki Bella won't be the only person to drop you this year. Inferring that she's going to drop him with her hands.
That was a killer line. And John Cena, I don't know if he just been the acting lessons or if he legitimately didn't know that.
He sold that perfectly.
He sold it so well. So good.
Smirk on his face.
Yeah.
And then Andrade and Zelina Vega come out, talk some crap.
What was Zelina wearing? Did you see what she was wearing?
Well, it was for the New Year's.
Like a crazy,
it's like a little hat to wear for the New Year's.
She looked like she was swimming in a costume. It was weird.
But the headgear, I'm sure that was for the New Year's.
Oh, yeah.
Nitrate-free hot dogs. They serve them backstage, yay or nay?
Backstage? Oh, back in catering?
Yeah.
No, they don't care about it. They're like, no, they don't serve hot dogs in catering.
Exactly.
No
That's
way.
Question.
No way. But if they did, they wouldn't be nitrate-free.
I don't know. A lot of those restaurants are really particular about what they put in their bodies.
I just like that at some point you looked up. Do they make hot dogs without nitrates in them?
Of course they do. It's like you can pretty much get any processed meat product now without nitrates in it.
Continue.
Part of the processing. Anyway,
Continue, please.
So there's a mixed tag match. Andrade and Zelina versus John Cena and Becky Lynch. And as one would assume, John Cena and Becky Lynch get the win.
Yeah, sure.
Afterwards, John Cena, suitably impressed by Becky's performance, extends his hand, and I think he says, like, oh, you've convinced me.
He does the John Cena passing the torch moment.
Yeah.
Like he did with Finn also.
Yes. So he extends his hand for Becky to shake it. So she at first does that and then gives him the, you can't see me. Again, another smirk from John Cena. He's been had.
Yeah. Oh, you got me. You swerved me.
And the man walks upstage. This is totally between... Like everything, the Raw before Survivor Series, when she got concussed and bleeding everywhere, up until like the Rumble, that was like peak Becky.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then they had to do this silly injury angle with her in the Rumble and leading out of it.
There's a lot of limping around.
Like they don't want to see Becky limping around.
Yeah.
They don't want to see Becky vulnerable.
Yeah.
They want to see her fight. And I understand maybe the idea was, well, we got to do a kayfabe injury so she really doesn't get hurt, especially what happened leading up to Survivor Series, because we can preserve this main event match at Mania. I understand that. But the way they booked her story where she was barely on TV and she wasn't fighting at all, really, just put a real drag on her momentum.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And they haven't really learned anything from it because she's not really fighting a lot.
No. They're doing this ridiculousness with Lacey Evans. Again, that's in the past.
Well, maybe at this point.
Oh, my God. I hope it's in the past now. It's a month later.
Yeah, you would think so, but you never know. This is WWE, man. They're still advertising that match for September.
Yeah, I know.
Clash of Champions.
I know. This was a really fun moment, though.
It was.
It was really great. People were talking about it as it was happening on the Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. It got high social media activity.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Engagement.
Engagement, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, high social media.
High
That's one way to
engagement.
put it, sure.
Yeah, activity. Engagement, that's the...
Engagement was high.
That's the industry jargon,
Activity was high.
YPMP.
Oh, man.
This is our fourth video today. We're a little goofy right now, aren't we?
A little bit. Can we just spend the rest of the time talking about hot dogs?
Yeah, let's do that. What's the best hot dog, Steve?
Oh man. Dude, I know you're gonna clown for this. Okay,
Why?
so the best gourmet hot dog is that one I had. Where's that place in LA we went to? Remember it had like mac and cheese on it? Holy crap. I think we went to some Machinima guys.
I vaguely remember that.
Okay.
No, I'm talking best hot dog you go buy in the store.
Man, you get the ones they serve at Costco, the Kirkland ones. Mm-hmm. Holy crap.
I think those are Hebrew Nationals.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they used to be. I don't know if they still are.
Well, there you go. That's probably my
That's my
top
pick
one.
for a top hot dog is the Hebrew National. They're so good.
I don't like the I like the thick ones. Like any hot dog, it has to be thick.
Here in my mind.
Girth, baby.
In my mind. I don't want it too thick, though.
Well, what's too thick then?
Like if it's like that, that's too much.
I don't know if I've had one too thick.
Wow.
I don't know if I've had a hot dog that's too thick.
You prefer your hot dogs with 4 yams in them?
Okay. Yes, I do.
You do?
What about like the King Dog at Arco back in the day?
Yeah, it's a bit much for me now.
Oh,
Here's the
man.
thing, 'cause
Oh, it's
I'm
so
very,
good.
I'm very specific about how I like my hot dogs. How I prefer them, sorry.
All right, have at
And
it.
this is beyond the no nitrate argument.
Okay, all right.
I prefer them grilled
Yeah, okay, sure.
or broiled.
Yeah.
Because I like to get the little bit of crunch on the skin on the outside.
Yeah.
But when you do that, ideally, they puff up a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you get like a standard kind of thin hot dog
Oh, no, man.
and you grill it, it puffs up a little bit.
Oh, no. That's not enough meat. I need girth, man. I need wellness. I need that Heidenreich hot dog. That's what I need, man.
Well, a hot dog that big is not going to sneak up behind you, Steve.
Let's move on.
right.
Number 3.
3.
The new green WWE title.
Oh, what a beautiful title.
I don't mean green literally as in the 24/7 title. I don't mean green literally.
Eco-friendly.
Right. I mean the eco-friendly one.
Yes.
The, what do they call? What's the other word for that?
Sustainable.
Sustainable. Thank you.
Yes, Daniel Bryan debuted this on the first SmackDown after the Royal Rumble to celebrate his successful title defense at the Royal Rumble. He threw the old WWE title in the garbage can, of course. Strap made of leather.
Yeah.
Plates made of metal.
Right.
And replaced it with a belt with a hemp strap. Carved, recycled wood plates. Beautiful.
So
The workmanship, the craftsmanship
Yes.
involved in this is amazing.
as a wrestling title, I couldn't get into it. As a work
beautiful.
of art, I thought it was
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
Gorgeous. Some turquoise laid in there.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It was good stuff. It looked good.
It did. It looked great.
It looked great.
But yeah, he threw the old one and the garbage, and that was kind of peak Planet's champion Daniel Bryan at that point,
Yeah. Yeah.
where he could basically do no wrong.
Yeah.
He was wildly entertaining, still dropping great promos like the consumerism one he was doing.
Yeah.
Gosh, it was good stuff.
Yeah, it was great. That title was it was he had given an interview not long before this where he had said that he was planning on changing out the title because he was talking about it, and I think it wasn't even aired on TV. It was just like on the .com or something, but it blew up. Everybody was talking about it, and he made good on his promise, and that title, he debuted that title. And oh boy, it was next level. Whenever they let somebody do it, it's not often they let them do a custom title anymore. But this Daniel Bryan custom green title,
beautiful,
was absolutely a work of art.
Beautiful,
yeah.
And it put a ton of heat on him too.
Mm-hmm, yeah, for sure.
Anytime you throw away a belt of the lineage of the WWE title,
Yeah.
that could be seen as dumping on the legacy of the belt, replacing it with something that, as a heel, is not going to be popular.
No, not at all. Like throwing a hot dog on the ground. Moving on, number 2. Kofi's first Gauntlet match.
This happened in the build-up to Elimination Chamber, February 12th. By all accounts, Mustafa Ali was going to be in that
Look at
spot.
Samoa Joe's nipples are so hard right there.
I can't tell. I got a bad angle, viewing angle here on your screen here. So Samoa Joe's nipples.
Yeah.
For hymns, right?
Well, yeah. I can't really speak to the ability of hymns to make your nipples extra erect.
I don't know.
But, I mean, if that's a pleasant side effect, then even better.
I know.
When I think of sexual wellness, I think of erect nipples.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
So, getting back to this entry, Mustafa Ali was going to be one of the participants in the Elimination Chamber.
Should have been him.
Unfortunately, he was hurt, concussed, I believe. And so they brought in Kofi to be his replacement. And leading up to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, like they did the previous year, they had a gauntlet match to determine who would enter the chamber last. First two participants in the gauntlet match were Kofi and Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, Daniel Bryan, of course, WWE champion. Kofi hadn't really had any single success, I think, since before joining the New Day or forming the New Day.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they had any idea that this match would lead to what happened at WrestleMania. I doubt it.
I doubt it also, yeah.
But it was during his showing in this match that people kind of had a reawakening as far as the greatness of Kofi Kingston. Mm-hmm. Because he lasted, I don't remember exactly how long, nearly an hour, mm-hmm. And defeated Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe. Who was the second person in?
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Defeated 3 people. Eventually was eliminated by Randy Orton.
I think mainly because wasn't that one? Didn't Joe? Was it that one or the next one that Joe choked him out extensively after the match, or was that the one where Randy Orton just rolled up in there and dropped him with an RKO really quick? I forget which one it was.
There's a lot of gauntlet matches.
There's a lot of stuff going on, but I know that I think the crowd was super behind Kofi, and then he might have eliminated Joe in a sort of surprising fashion, and then Joe choked him out
afterwards. That's probably this one.
And then Randy Orton came out next, and it was like, crap.
Yeah, because Kofi and Randy have a ton of history.
Right, exactly.
But it was like Seth's performance in the year prior, same kind of stipulation. That match served as a reminder of how awesome Seth was. It really was a kickstart for this kind of current iteration of Seth.
Well, and then you have the New Day, the rest of the New Day, Xavier and Big E, Xavier especially, talking about how it's always been a dream of his to help Kofi mm-hmm. achieve the world championship status mm-hmm. title. And him talking about that in the background, I think it kind of it was one of those things where it was just the zeitgeist, man. People just started cluing into it, and they started building up Kofi, started saying Kofi Mania, and it made all the sense in the world. He started talking about he's been doing this for 11 years. He had never had a singles world title opportunity before.
Yeah.
And it just, the crowd carried him on. Mm-hmm. They had another gauntlet match, and then we'll talk about the thing that happened after that.
Well, he also had, in between all that, between this and all the other gauntlet matches, a hell of a performance in the actual Elimination Chamber match. It was down to him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And several times he was on the verge of potentially winning that match, only for Daniel Bryan to eventually win.
Well, we've talked a lot about how the New Day, as an actual tag team, whenever they're in a tag team formation, regardless of which two are in there, they, you can see this totally with their feud with the Usos. They are still interested in innovating. They're still interested in being a terrific tag team mm-hmm. in the world of wrestling. And Kofi especially is one of those guys who you can always see. I always look at him and a guy like Cesaro, guys who are always innovating, who are always changing.
Yeah.
And some of that can get lost in the antics of the New Day. But this really put a spotlight on just how damn good a wrestler Kofi Kingston was. Mm-hmm. And his match with Daniel Bryan was probably, wrestling-wise, the best match on the card.
Yeah.
I would think.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah.
This might be the best main roster match so far this year.
Yeah. And all of his matches from this gauntlet match leading up to the Mania match were all just proof positive of that mm-hmm. as well. It was mm-hmm. reminding us, man, this guy is killer in the ring, mm-hmm. and he's been overlooked for such a long period of time.
Yep.
And that leads us to number one. The New Day win Kofi Mania for Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, this happened March 26th. So following his loss at Elimination Chamber, Kofi was kind of was saying, I just want one shot, one-on-one. That's all I really want. And so at first he was going to have that match at Fastlane. Vince comes out and says, no, I'm going to replace you with Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. week after week, seemingly, Vince would put another roadblock in front of Kofi. And one way or the other, Kofi would overcome. Finally, he seemed to have exhausted all his opportunities. And then Vince says, all right, one last option. And it's not going to be on you, Kofi. It's going to be on the New Day. They're going to be in a tag team gauntlet match. And if they win that, then you get your title shot at Mania, one-on-one. It was, man, the euphoria in that arena after that match ended was out of this world.
It was unreal. Yeah.
And it had this awesome moment where the Usos came out, because every time Kofi was in a match trying to earn a shot at Mania or a one-on-one title, they'd show a crowd of people watching the match backstage. And the Usos were always there. This goes back to after they ended their feud like a year or so ago, where they had the RTruth, saying, hey, nothing but respect.
Yeah.
And the Usos are always back there watching Kofi's matches. So it's time for the Usos to come out for this gauntlet match. And they act like, all right, we're going to start the match now. One of them grabs the mic and just pretty much says, we forfeit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was such an awesome moment.
And it was, the thing is, the moment only worked because they had earned it.
Yep.
Like, that relationship was so special that it was totally believable. Mm-hmm. It made all the sense in the world in a sport, a form of fiction where everything is about fighting. Mm-hmm. And this made total and absolute sense based on their history. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those amazing moments. And here's the thing, if Vince McMahon is the architect of this, how great would it be if he kept hands off of everything except for, like, he gets one story.
Yeah.
Like, he gets one killer story to work on.
Yeah.
And he can still show how good he can be as a storyteller. Yes. In the world of wrestling, as opposed to grabbing a bunch of sheets of paper and frantically writing
essentially
raw,
playing mix and match with characters and little bits of words and putting it together, almost like Mad Libs.
Yeah, but it was absolutely terrific.
Yeah, it was out of this world, man. It was some great stuff. That moment with the Usos was fantastic. Mm-hmm. And then when the New Day finally defeat Daniel Bryan and Rowan to get Kofi's spot, that building just blew up. Yeah, everybody went crazy. It was awesome. It was
absolutely spectacular. And then, of course, like we said, that match at Mania was
absolutely
next level.
Fantastic.
Kofi celebrating with his family and the New Day, just raw emotion right there.
Yeah,
really great stuff. Definitely top SmackDown moment of 2019 so far.
So far,
probably till October.
Yeah,
probably till October.
So when you get back, blind taste test. Nitrate-free hot dog versus non.
I'm not turning down any hot dog.
There you go.
So I'm definitely in for that.
All right, and you tell me the difference. Let your taste buds.
Yeah, but okay. So here's the thing, though. Are you going to bring me a nitrate-free hot dog that has the girth of a Kirkland?
This is what I'm going to do. I don't know if Ballpark makes nitrate-free hot dogs, but if they do, this is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to get the same brand.
Okay.
One nitrate-free, one full of poison. And you tell me the difference, if you can.
All right. No, I can do it.
All right.
No, I can do it.
All right. We'll do that on air, maybe during a pay-per-view live stream. How about that?
Fair enough.
Because I think that's a good challenge for you and your taste buds to see if you are, in fact, the hot dog connoisseur you claim to be.
Oh, man. I am. I'm educated, baby.
All right.
Absolutely. Can't wait. I want some girthy. I want something that's really girthy that I can really...
Something that you could really put in your mouth like this, huh?
Exactly. Oh, dear. Wow. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.